Before you click off this video because it's not One Piece, hear me out. The Cookie Run Braverse trading card game is made by the same people who made the One Piece card game. Are you interested now? Let's begin. In Cookie Run Braverse, you fight each other with cookies. Now, these cookies are free to play onto the board, but use your resources to attack the opponent and deal damage. Through the various unique attacks that the cookies have, as well as items and even trap cards, and one of my favorite mechanics, the flip mechanic, your goal is to get the opponent's break level to level 10. But how do you do that? Each cookie has a level attached to it, and when you break one of the opponent's cookies, it goes into their break area. Once the sum of all of the levels of the cookies in the opponent's break area reaches level 10, you've won the game. This video is sponsored by DevSisters, the creator of the Cookie Run IP, and thank you so much for taking a chance on a small creator like me, and of course thank you, the viewer, for watching this video. Now, while this video is sponsored, I was told numerous times to give my honest feedback on the game, and that is what I plan to do in this video. I do have to say, though, to preface this video, I did really enjoy this game, so if I come off like I'm glazing this game too hard, it's not necessarily because it's sponsored, it's more just because I actually just really enjoyed it. There's also a giveaway throughout this video, so stick around if you want to figure out how to join that. Thank you once again for sponsoring this video, and let's move on with the content. Now, even if I have all of these cards, if I don't have someone to play with, it doesn't actually mean anything. And because the Cookie Run Braverse card game is not actually out in Japan in Japanese officially, I decided to grab one of my friends who had never played the card game before, hadn't even heard about it, and just brought him into my natural habitat, the grass, and put him on the tutorial app.
The art is actually kind of crazy.
Isn't the art really nice?
I actually genuinely like some of this art.
Tutorial apps tend to be sort of hand-holdy, telling you exactly which cards to play in a very scripted manner, and while the early stages of this tutorial were the same, it was very good for teaching the basic mechanics of the game as well as just how to simply play out the game.
Oh, okay, so you want to play cards with low-cost attacks first, because otherwise you can't attack with them right away.
Though you can play out a level 3 cookie on the very first turn, the level 1 cookies generally tend to have cheaper attacks, and these cheap attacks will add up a lot, especially in the early game when you are trying to build up your resources.
Okay, so this one has like an on KO. Gale Broken Promise. When this cookie faints, discard 2, draw up to 3. That's pretty cool.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That seems strong.
I mean, for me, anything that just goes plus in resources is really nice.
Yeah.
Now, in the Cookie Run Braverse trading card game, there are 5 colors: red, green, blue, purple, and yellow. If you've played some other TCGs, these colors may feel a bit familiar because red is the more aggressive color. Green seems to be the ramp color, quickly increasing the number of resources that you have within your support area early on, using your resource advantage to take down the opponent. Blue is the card draw color, like we saw with Lord Oyster from the tutorial app. Purple tends to do a lot of trash manipulation, being able to use effects based on the number of cards that you have in your trash. You can also return some of the cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck to use certain effects like the Prune Juice Cookie, who can return one of the cards from your trash to your hand. And yellow, the card that revolves around life manipulation. But interestingly, because there are 2 different forms of life, HP on the characters as well as your own break area level, there's lots of unique ways that yellow can interact with the game. With the tutorial app playing on the side, sort of like a Subway Surfers gameplay, I want to talk about one of the most interesting mechanics that are within this game. Now, in this game, you can only play 2 cookies on the board at one time, compared to some other games where you can maybe only play 1, or in the case of the game that I play the most, One Piece card game, 5. This is very limiting. And on top of that, there's an even bigger limitation, and that's that you can't actually push cookies off of your board into your trash and replace them with different ones. For me, this is really interesting because there's a lot of strategy, and if I even really want to take out the opponent's cookie, knowing that something scary could come out after that, and 2, if I even want to play out a certain cookie, knowing that I won't be able to play a certain stronger cookie later on unless the opponent takes out my cookies. It's for this reason that while in the beginning with my unrecorded gameplay with my friend just testing out the game exactly how the mechanics work, we were throwing down cookies left and right and just hitting each other where we could. And as we started to get the hang of the game more, we realized that that's probably a bad idea because it could be very easily exploited. Knowing when to expand your board and knowing when to keep it small and playing slow seems pivotal to this game, and I really like that the limitations of this game create a lot of depth and complexity in how you play around them. And I actually started to realize this as I was playing the tutorial app with my friend when we played down the stage, The Passionate Hollyberry Kingdom.
The interesting thing is, once you have a weak cookie on your board and they don't swing at it,
Yeah,
you're
you're stuck with it. Yeah.
So, like, red hurting itself is actually maybe useful.
If you win this game, the final round of the tutorial, you'll finally earn the chef's hat.
The chef's hat. Where'd that come from?
Remember how I said that most card game tutorials just hold your hand and tell you which cards to play? The thing that I actually really like about the tutorial in the Cookie Run Braverse TCG is that the fourth stage of the card game, they let you choose a deck, the red deck or the blue deck, and you just play. And what this means for me is that I was able to test some things that I wasn't sure about the game, like when we actually draw, when you can start attacking, and other sorts of small gameplay mechanics that are different from game to game.
Okay, I'm going to use my brain, which is rare.
And now I finally want to talk about one of my favorite mechanics in this game, the flip mechanic.
Oh, draw a
Oh.
card. It's a nice trigger.
Okay.
Oh, +1 HP.
While in the One Piece card game, triggers are generally a yellow mechanic, flips are a mechanic in every single color. When one of your cookies takes HP damage, you flip over the card in your life, and if it has a flip effect, you can activate that effect. These effects can be quite simple, like drawing one card from your deck, or trashing one card from your hand to increase the HP of one of your cookies by 1, and this is one of the criticisms that I have about the game. I think that these flips are so interesting because you get so many in one game. Because the HP that you flip over is the HP of your characters and not your actual player life like it would be in the One Piece card game, you get to flip over so many cards in every single game, meaning that you're bound to get a couple of these flips every single game. And specifically, the flips that increase your HP by 1 can really throw a wrench in your entire game plan. While sometimes you may think that you have exact damage to be able to take out one of the opponent's cookies and put it into the break area to make them reach level 10, if they just flip over one of these cards and survive an extra turn, it may be you that actually ends up losing. And while some people may not enjoy these sorts of luck elements, I think that it's a really cool equalizer. And because there's so many flips that every single deck can use in any single color, it creates a very unique and healthy dynamic and a new approach to this sort of random flipping triggering system from your HP. And I think that it's because there's so many flips that can come out in every single game that you can't make these flips too strong. But I think it'd be really fun if there were some really unintrusive flips, like checking the top 5 of your deck and reordering them in the way that you want to not exactly affect the board or your hand state currently, but help the consistency of your next coming turns, for example.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I'm the cookie master.
but yeah, I think you have earned your right to the hat.
Yes.
You can become a cookie master. You look great.
Thank you. You look above average size.
Now that you've earned your hat, I think it's time to play the game.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
But before we could play the game, we had to actually make our decks, and that means that we had to open up some boxes. By the way, sorry, this section, my microphone got a bit bugged, so the audio is a bit weird, but I've tried leveling it out a little bit. We have boxes. But unfortunately, although we have 16 boxes here, 8 of set 1, 8 of set 2, they're not all for us. Most of
They're
them
all for me.
wrong. They're for you. Because although we'll be opening up some of these to make our decks for the video, all of the rest of the boxes are going to be in a giveaway. And here's how you enter the giveaway. We opened up 4 out of 16 of these boxes for this video, but that means that 12 of them are going to be going to you. To enter this giveaway, it's very simple. You just need to be subscribed to this channel, like the video, then go to the tweet that's in the description below, like and retweet that tweet, and you're entered. 1 week after this video is posted, I'll be drawing the winners and contacting you guys on Twitter, so make sure you have your DMs open. Thank you once again to Dev Sisters for sponsoring this video. I hope that you win the giveaway and you have a lot of fun with this game.
And I enter the giveaway?
Technically you can, but
Okay.
if you win, I think I would have to redraw it because it would look really bad. My audio after this point got completely cooked, or baked, I should say. So therefore, I'm going to tell you exactly how the rest of this video is going to play out. We're going to be opening up 4 boxes total between the 2 of us, and we're going to use those decks as well as the cards within the first 5 starter decks to create the strongest possible deck that we can. We're going to reconverge and see who made the best deck after that. We decided to start with opening up set 1, which is a combination of the first 2 sets in Korea, BS1 and BS2, to make the English set, Brave Beginnings.
I think we have something in this one. Oh, it's green. Whoa. What is this? This is an ultra rare. Activate once per turn. If there are 6 cards or less in your hand, return 1 card from your support area to your hand, and then you take a card from your deck and put it. It basically makes your resources a second hand. That's crazy.
That's interesting, yeah. Let's see if I can beat that with my next pack. Yeah. I mean, that might be better. Huh.
And licorice cookie. That one's kind of spooky.
Blackberry cookie. Forecast 5,000. Cannot be KO'd.
The kicks. Is it? Oh, it's red?
It's red.
Oh.
It's an ultra rare. Huh. Aw, it's him. It's Ginger Brave himself.
That's the guy.
It's him. Which is
It's almost like it's
an interesting
layered.
effect. Yeah, there's like several layers of gloss on this, which is interesting.
Earl Grey.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Croissant cookie.
Select one of your others. It gets +2 attack damage.
Huh. Ooh, kumiho cookie.
A trap. Oh, another SR.
You're getting space donut.
Oh.
Oh, whoa, that's different. Shine and gloss effect of the other cards that we've seen.
Now, there's something so fun about just opening up packs and not even knowing what's in the set. You don't really care about the price of any cards, you're just there to see some cool art, and thankfully we were able to see a lot of cool art. Wind Archer cookie, for example, can basically throw any one of the opponent's cookies into their trash. So we were getting through these very America-sized boxes. We made it to our last pack, not really expecting to pull much, but that's when we pulled this.
Whoa.
Wait.
This one's sick. SSR.
What? What? And this one's actually textured.
This one is actually textured.
Yo, that's sick.
If there are 15 or more cards in your trash, that's interesting. This cookie deals +2 damage.
That looks sick, actually.
I actually think this
That's
is cool.
so cool.
Now, to be honest, aside from the SRs and alt arts, set 1 was kind of lacking in terms of art for the commons, uncommons, and rares, just due to the fact that the border was very big. As someone who went to university for art, the art and actual layout of the card is actually really important to me. So I would say that this is one of my big criticisms for the game, but I think that Dev Sisters really understood that as well, because nothing could have prepared me for the massive step up from set 1 to set 2.
Da-da.
Oh.
Did you get a coupon code in yours too?
I did, and the
Ooh.
art is different.
If you guys win the giveaway, get an entire box. You also get the coupon code. You get the promotional pack. You get all of the cards in them to just start your Cookie Run Braverse journey. Yeah, let's just open this at the same time. Huh.
Oh, yours is so cute.
Huh.
Oh.
Hey. And we have a Stormbringer promotion pack too, which seems to only have one card in it. Se no.
Oh.
Wait.
These are both very cool. These are also P labeled.
Second set. Let's see the step up that we have over the first set. I think it's a pretty massive step up.
Wow.
I thought that.
That's a common?
Yeah, wait. Let's compare it.
Like
to
just
the
a random common?
Yeah, I thought that like the promo cards were the only ones that are these like full art things. These look like different games.
And that's a common.
Yeah, these are both commons.
They really stepped it up.
So yeah, as you can see, every single card has been revamped and completely reimagined. Not only do all of the attacks now have named attacks, which is going to be great, just yelling them at the opponent, every card from the cookies, items, traps, and stages, all the way up to the high rarity cards have been completely overhauled and, in my opinion, upgraded. There's even SR items in the game now, which also look really nice.
They really locked in for set 2.
I'm excited. And, oh, this is also just a red.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this the
just a
same
rare-
card?
No, it's completely different.
It almost looks like a trump card.
It's also nice that like the items, they also have a similar sort of pattern to them where they're like on this pedestal with this background and just a very clear item on the thing. It's like visually very clear what you're looking at. And the trap cards as well also feel like an actual scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we're gonna see what an SR looks like.
Oh.
Oh. Whoa, it's an item though.
Oh, an SR item. I don't know if those
Nice.
existed in the first set.
Really nice. I can't say much more than that, but like it just looks really nice. If you compare it to like the normal items that exist, it's like the same sort of theming where they have the sort of stained glass in the background and the item very clearly
Oh, even
in frame.
the border is a different color.
Yeah,
And rather than montaging all of the packs that we opened from this second set, here are just a few, but not even all of the cool pulls that we had. Cookie Run Braverse has already fixed one of my biggest issues with the game before I was even able to voice my opinions. It's cool to see some of the ancient cookies like the Hollyberry cookie and the Golden Cheese cookie that are very important characters to the actual Cookie Run Kingdom lore, given the respect that they deserve within this card game. The final step now is to put our decks together and see who is the better chef. And looking through these cards for the first time can be really overwhelming because you're reading hundreds of cards that you've never read before, and you don't really know how the cards are actually going to interact within this unique rule set of this given game. So therefore, actually, the best resource for me to build my deck for this occasion was to use the official Cookie Run Braverse Discord server. Now, this Discord server was full of a bunch of Cookie Run Braverse players who were playing anywhere from very casually to very competitively, talking about deck lists, how to improve it, and also talking anywhere from very beginner talk to extremely competitive talk. And for me, I thought the best thing for me to do would be to just jump straight into the competitive talk. If I want to learn, then surely I should just learn for the best. When looking through the decks, I started to realize that red decks were very, very strong. But I don't really like aggro. Despite the fact that I brought home all of the red cards, the effects weren't really appealing to me because I really like playing slower, more controlled games. The color that actually appealed to me was yellow. Yellow with the ability to manipulate the amount of life that you have on your character in terms of HP, as well as your break area, made this color very interesting to me because of the unique rule set of this game. By sorting through all of my yellow cards, I actually found a really interesting card, and that is the smoked cheese cookie. Now, the smoked cheese cookie is a level 3 5 HP cookie that with the festering greed ability, I could actually play one of the level 1 cookies that's in my break area straight to the battle area. And this card I thought was insane. Not only am I effectively healing myself by reducing my break level, but I'm also playing out a character, being able to potentially use their on play effects, or at the very worst, just playing out a character that can immediately attack. And not only this, because I'm a TCG player, of course, I love consistency. We actually pulled 3 of this card. So for me, it was most logical to build my deck around these cards, even though it's not technically a full playset. Originally, I just decided to put my deck together with the cards that I had, just thinking on my own what would be the best, and focusing my deck really on this level 1 concept. But I noticed when I actually tried playing the deck just against myself, just to see if it would actually work in the whole grand scheme of the game, that the 2 cookie cap that you can have on your board is actually extremely limiting. Because it means that once you have the smoked cheese cookie, if you want to use the ability, you need to have that second space open. And if you don't have that second space open, then you can't use the ability. And then it feels like, why am I even playing this card? By playing a level 1 cookie to the battle area, I'm taking up one of the very important spaces that I have on my board, and therefore can't play some of the other really powerful cards that I have, such as the Moon Rabbit cookie, which I noticed from the Discord server seemed to be a very powerful card in yellow just for stalling time. Scouring through the Discord server, I actually found someone who had built a very similar deck using this smoked cheese cookie as the core concept and looked through what kinds of ratios they were running, what flip cards, if any, they were running, and exactly how I can make my deck as good as possible with the limited cards that I did have. The list that I stumbled upon actually only ran 6 level 1 characters, and compared to my uh, 16 that I had in my original deck list, I realized that I definitely made a mistake in deck building. I readjusted my deck based on the feedback that I saw other people talking about with a similar sort of deck concept, and I also put in some of my own interesting spice that I thought would be pretty good as well. Now, as I mentioned, because you have a 2 cookie limit on your board, once you start playing out characters through your smoked cheese cookie, you have a lot of issues with clearing up that space for other more powerful things that come out later. So to solve this issue, I teched in cards like the Broken Signpost to be able to redirect the opponent's attacks into that level 1 cookie to not only keep my smoked cheese cookie alive, but stall enough time so that I can eventually win with just his attacks if I wanted to. And finally, after stalling enough time and chipping away at the opponent with my smoked cheese cookie and the level 1 cookie that I have on my board, I would close out the game with, of course, my really cool looking golden cheese cookie. Now, this golden cheese cookie is a level 3 3 HP cookie, which is rather small compared to the smoked cheese cookie, but has a skill, Golden Monarch's Resurrection, that can be activated once per game. If I pay 1, I could play this cookie directly to the battle area with only 1 HP. But I felt like this wouldn't really matter because the Authority of the Absolute ability would be able to deal 4 damage immediately. And therefore, my strategy was to stall enough time for me to just chip away at the opponent's resources until I explode onto the board with this card and end the game very suddenly. Though it may not be a top tier meta deck that I put together, I'm happy that I was able to put it together with some of my own thoughts as well as some of the Discord's thoughts to be able to put together a deck that at the very least was really fun to play. And with our decks finally made, we decided to play a couple of games. Now in total we played about 8 games, but we decided to only film 2 of them, and this is how they went. In the beginning, I was able to play out my level 1 characters to start to fill up my break area for some of those combos with the smoked cheese cookie. But my friend did a pretty good job of dealing with them. The golden cheese cookie. But unfortunately, as my attack does 4 damage into the opponent's 4 life, and my friend was able to flip over a card that gives him 1 more HP, I wasn't actually able to break his cookie, and therefore I lost one of my very important cards. This greatly accelerated the game because I wasn't expecting to lose this card quite yet. But I was hoping to restabilize the game with the smoked cheese cookie, pulling my break area back from level 7 to level 6, meaning that even if the smoked cheese cookie were to faint, I would still be at level 9 and safe. However, in the end, it seemed like it would be a little bit too little too late, as the opponent with the Elder Fairy cookie was able to take out both of my characters and honestly completely destroy me in this first game. I took a couple of notes on why I may have lost. I realized that my friend was flipping over a ton of cards that gave him HP, and that was the big difference for him, and I didn't run that many of those flip cards. So I adjusted my deck a bit and added in some more of those flip cards that had just been used against me, and I ran it back, and this is how that game went. Learning from my mistakes from the first game, I decided not to start with a level 1 cookie this time to fill up my break area, and instead I just put down a very generically powerful cookie in the Moon Rabbit cookie to try to stall out the early game. I developed my board pretty fast with some very big characters in the latte cookie. As I was taking a very controlled approach to how I was managing my break area, I was now in a much safer position compared to the game before. Here's a cool combo that I was able to pull off because of my break area. I'm going to rest 3. I'll swing into the vampire cookie. But because my break area is at level 5 or higher, not only do I deal 2 damage, but after that, I'm going to deal 1 damage to all of the cookies on your board. Okay, and now your life's at 2 and 1, right? Okay, I'm going to put down the Stardust cookie. Now, the Stardust cookie, I'm glad that you asked, is a level 2 cookie with 3 HP, 2 yellow support cards, and attack for 2. And then I can rest 1 more yellow card to select one of your cookies with 1 HP. And that cookie goes straight to the break area. In fact, I was feeling really comfortable right now, and I almost actually won the game very soon after. You see, when you break one of the opponent's cookies, they can play out another one or else they're going to lose the game immediately. My plan, because I still had 3 yellow support areas, was to play out the Cyborg cookie, which for 2 could deal 1 damage, but then for just 1 extra yellow card, I can deal an extra damage for each level 2 or higher cookie in my break area, of which I had 3, meaning that if the opponent played anything that was 4 HP or less, I would immediately win the game there and then. Whether he knew it or not, he had the perfect counter to my play.
Okay, I'm going to play Elder Fairy Cookie.
And with the on-play skill to rest one of my active cards in my support area, suddenly I couldn't pull off my combo at all anymore. And that small sequence finally gave him enough time to reap the rewards of green, as now he had an abundance of resources in his support area that he could use to try to finish out the game on the next turn. Now there's 1 turn left in this game, and I thought that the sequence was just really, really cool, so I'm just going to let it play out in full. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you're swinging for 3 into my blocker. And then you have 5 left, which theoretically swings into my latte cookie.
Yes.
I've looked through my trash, my hand, and my support, and I don't have that many flips left that gain life. I have 2 left, but I do also have like a lot of cards in my deck, so no guarantee that I'll actually find it. Which means that I may just end up losing here if you can take out the latte cookie, which at least on board, theoretically, unless I find a flip, I do actually lose to. So maybe this is a bit of a gamble because I don't actually know what's in your deck, but I think I'm gonna need to like absorb one of the attacks that are going to come out. I'm going to rest 1 and use a trap card, the Broken Signpost, which redirects one of your attacks into a different cookie. So I'm going to absorb the attack with my latte cookie. I can split up the damage much better, no flips in there, so that I can theoretically survive on this turn.
Okay, so I'm going to instead activate my matcha cookies effect. So Gloomy Darkness, because I have 7 or more cards in my support area, I can pay 1 and deal 1 damage. So I'm going to deal it to the latte cookie. Pay 3. And activate Ancient Healer's Gaze, which is that card you saw earlier. I can select the cookie from my battle area that is level 2 or lower, put it in my support area. So I'm going to take this matcha cookie and go into my support area, which opens up a slot for another cookie. And I'm going to play Strawberry Crepe Cookie with an effect that I can activate once per turn. I'm going to put this in the trash. I'm going to deal 1 damage to your latte cookie. That's it.
No.
Hey!
No. It was so close.
Seems like your cookies were underbaked, Mr. Bond.
Yeah. And so that brings us to where we are now. I've tested all the things that Dev Sisters has given to me to look at this game, and now I can give my honest opinion on the game. Now, after playing a surprising amount of this game for what was just simply a sponsored video, I have to say I did really enjoy it. Though on the surface it feels a lot more casual than the other games that I play, I think that there is a lot of interesting depth within the game that actually has a lot of skill expression. Just playing out your cards willy-nilly is not actually going to end up winning the game, and I really like this sort of subtle depth and skill expression within these mechanics. The simplicity of the rules, as well as the beautiful art on the cards, especially from set 2 onward, is really my biggest point of praise for this game. And also on the topic of good art in this game, my favorite card that I actually pulled from all of the boxes that we opened is surprisingly a simple SR latte cookie from the first set. So, Dev Sisters, if you're watching up to this point in the video, send me a bunch of alt arts of this latte cookie. I love this cookie. I love the hat. It's so cute. I saw the alt art on your website. Send it to me, please. Please, 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 please. And to talk about some of the cons about the game, I feel like sometimes the early game is just you playing one of your cards into your support area and passing over and over until you get enough cards in your support area to start using some of your bigger attacks. It's for that reason that the level 1 cookies don't actually feel that strong, and I feel like if we had some more interesting ways and maybe some more interesting level 1 cookies, then I think that there could actually be something pretty good that you could do with this. The early game can sometimes feel a little bit slow, but then out of nowhere, suddenly the game's just going to end because one level 3 cookie painting is very significant when you can only go up to level 10 in your break area. And while I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing, it's just something that I noticed while playing the game, where it feels like the game accelerates very, very quickly into the late game. Still, though, with all this being said, I did really enjoy playing this game, and I want to thank Dev Sisters once again for giving me this opportunity. I had a lot of fun filming this video, and I hope that you, the viewer, have a little bit more knowledge about what this game's about, and maybe you're a bit curious about it. Once again, there is a giveaway going on. Make sure to like, subscribe, and of course, check out the tweet that's in the description. And while you're in the description, check out the Discord server, check out the tutorial app. There's lots of nice resources that Dev Sisters has put together for the Cookie Run Braverse TCG, and it really feels like they are putting a lot of effort into this game. So even if you are just a little bit curious, I do recommend you trying this out because it's simply fun, and it's a game that I'm planning to play with my girlfriend once I get back from my trip in Kyoto. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this game. Maybe let me know how bad some of my takes were on some of the cards that I talked about in this video as someone who's more experienced with this game. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.